My dear students, now we will see the stages in the development of anther. The first stage, anther primordium. Second stage, differentiation of archisporial cells. Third one, formation of parietal and sporogenous cells. The fourth one, formation of wall layers. Fifth one, sporogenous stage. Sixth one, pollen tetrad stage. Seventh one, microspore stage or pollen grain stage. In the first stage, it is the initial stage of the anther. The young anther will show this stage. The young anther is called anther primordium. If you take section in the young anther, you will see two parts, the outer epidermis and inner homogeneous mass of cells. The epidermis is a uniseriate outermost layer that is a protective layer. Inner to the epidermis includes a number of homogeneous mass of cells inside. That is the first stage. In the second stage, the differentiation of the archisporial cell from the homogeneous mass of cell just below the epidermis. A few layers of the hypodermal cells will differentiate and form archisporial cell. Archisporial cells are larger cells with a prominent nucleus. The archisporial cells are formed from the hypodermal cells seen just below the epidermis. The archisporial cell in the third stage differentiate into parietal cells and sporogenous cells. Each archisporial cell undergo periclinal division and produce parietal cell and sporogenous cells. Parietal cells are produced towards the epidermis and sporogenous cells are produced towards the inner side of the anther. In the fourth stage, formation of wall layers, a number of wall layers will be produced from the parietal cells. The parietal cells undergo a number of periclinal division and anticlinal division and produce wall layers. Initially, the wall layers consist of 2 or 3 layers. Finally, the wall layers will contain 4 layers. One is epidermis, second one is endothelium, third one is middle layer, and fourth one tapetum. So these 4 layers constitute wall layers of the anther. The wall layers are produced from the parietal cells. Parietal cells only devise periclinal division and anticlinal division and produce wall layers. The sporogenous cells undergo division and form a number of cells that is collectively called sporogenous tissue. The sporogenous tissue in the fifth stage, sporogenous tissue will multiply and will be compactly packed just inner to the tapetum. Tapetum is the innermost layer of the wall layer. In the wall layer, outermost layer is epidermis and the innermost layer is the tapetum. Tapetum encloses sporogenous tissue. The sporogenous tissue undergo meiosis and produce a number of microspores. The microspores are in tetrad, in group of 4. Each group is called pollen tetrad. And the pollen tetrads will be seen inner to the tapetum. Outer to the tapetum, there are three more layers of the wall layers. Outer epidermis, next endothelium, next middle layer. In the seventh stage, microspore stage or pollen grain stage, the pollen grains will be separated from the tetrad stage and they are free. Just around the pollen grains, tapetal layer, middle layer, endothelium layer, outer epidermis can be seen very clearly. In this stage, wall layers will be seen very clearly. Then after the separation of the pollen grains from the pollen tetrad, they will be liberated by rupturing the cell wall in the stomium. What is stomium? It is the layers, it is the cells present in between the lobes of the anther. The stomium contain thin-walled cells. At the thin-walled cells of the stomium, the cell wall breaks. After maturity of the anther, the cell wall breaks and liberates the pollen grains out. So that is the final stage in the development of anther.